Last Wednesday, Iraqi refugee Salwan was murdered in his hometown in Sweden. This next Monday, a Swedish court will decide if they will continue prosecuting the murdered man for inciting ethnic hatred. Apparently, being a follower of the Mohammedan religion makes you belong to some race. It very strongly reminds me of another murder and even more disturbing things that happened the following days and weeks in my home country, the Netherlands. In 2004, Theo van Gogh was shot down in Amsterdam, and then the murderer attached a 5-page letter to his chest with a knife. He then started slitting his throat and nearly beheaded him. The murderer, a young man of Moroccan descent, identified himself as a jihadist. In the letter, he made death threats to the famous Ayaan Hirsi Ali and Geert Wilders. On the day of the murder of Van Gogh, an artist in Rotterdam painted the text "Thou shalt not kill" on the outside of a studio. His studio was near a mosque, and that mosque had complained about the text. Please let that sink in. The police felt that this text had to be removed. Please let that sink in too. Exactly 2 weeks after the slaughtering of Van Gogh, a Christian fundamentalist, Jan Hein Donner, who at that moment was a member of the government, wrote that he rejected the gross insult to the deepest convictions of people. He also pointed to the possibility of dealing with scornful blasphemy by means of criminal law. Later, that same Jan Hein Donner became vice chair of the Council of State, a very important judicial organization in the Netherlands. Hundreds of thousands of Dutch people in 2004 had their eyes opened to the reality of the Mohammedan doctrine. For some of them, those eyes closed again over the years. I started studying in preparation for writing my first book in Dutch, Islamophobia, yes, with a question mark. When it was published, I still had hope that my book could contribute to the debate in my native country. Begin 2011, I wrote a text about Theo van Gogh titled "Remember the Jester." In the evening of that same day was that arson attack on Charlie Hebdo. Nowadays, people are still attacked or even murdered because of those Danny's cartoons. Some years ago, however, a penny dropped on my side. So now I recently published my book 4949, The Emperor's Old Rags. Take a look at it on my website, olddutchpainter.works. Salwan Momika knew he was going to be killed. He sacrificed his life. In that magnificent Clint Eastwood film, Gran Torino, the hero ensures that a dangerous, racist, terrorist gang can be eliminated by sacrificing himself. He makes a gesture as if he is picking up a gun, while he is a real target for the terrorists. His death and his killers, however, are now well depicted. Problem solved in that movie.